Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Open House with Jerry Cornejo. We're in the, ito na po, nag-file na ng mga certificates of candidacies for all positions, no? Lalong-lalo yung mga presidente, mga senador. And right now we have with us one of the more colorful, one of the more interesting candidates for this coming 2010 race at siya po ay papasok sa Senado. He's a three-time congressman, a party list representative mula po sa Bayan Muna, and he is also the deputy minority leader. And I would like to welcome to Open House with Jerry Cornejo, Congressman, party list representative Satur Ocampo. Magandang gabi po. Welcome to Open House.
Magandang gabi, Jerry. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Okay, sir. There are many among our audience, nakilala na kayo, nakagis na siguro kayo po, you were already a congressman. Ngayon, though you are going for a national post, I think it would be good if we review kung saan po kayo nanggaling, where you came from, where you are now, and then later on we'll talk about where you're heading. Ngayon, nagsimula po kayo, I know you started out as a newspaperman. And doon po natin simulan. Ano pong let's go pre-martial law po because you had a very life-changing experience ng martial law. But previous to martial law po, ano po ang ginagawa nyo?
Well, nabanggit mo, journalist ako, no? Nagtrabaho ako ng mga 8 taon sa Manila Times.
Okay.
Bilang economic reporter and assistant business editor.
Economic reporter po? Okay. Sino po ang pinaka-editor-in-chief ng panahon nyo?
Ang una, si Ernie Ilustre.
Okay.
Tapos, nang mag-retire siya, si Alfio Locsin. Ako yung kanyang assistant.
Yes, sir.
Then, nagkasakit si Alfio Locsin. Until nag-leave ako, o nag-resign ako, acting business editor ako. That was before martial law. Before
martial law. So ano pong bakit po kayo napapasok sa why was your topic economics and business? Did you graduate from a business course or ano po bang ano nyo?
Hindi naman. In fact, natutunan ko yung economics mainly, at saka business, sa on the job na.
Okay.
Sa panahon na yon, ang mga reporters ay hindi kinakailangan college graduates, no?
Okay.
So ako hindi pa ako nag-graduate sa university, pumasok ako. Ang experiences ko ay yung pagiging college editor. No?
Okay.
Yung dating Philippine College of Commerce, na PUP ngayon, Polytechnic University. And then at the time na mag-apply ako sa Manila Times, managing editor ako ng Lyceum, college publication. And nirecommend ako ng aking journalism professor, si Jose A. Lansang. No? At dahil may pangangailangan ng economic reporter, after mga 3 buwan bilang police reporter, ay nilipat ako sa business beat.
Okay, so when did this 8 years end? Ito pong, ano pong taon ito? Malapit na ba mag-martial law?
Well, mag-martial law, shortly before.
Shortly before.
Napilitan ako na mag-resign bilang regular reporter nung isuspend ang writ of habeas corpus.
1972 po yan?
1971.
71.
After yung August 21
yes,
bombing ng Liberal Party meeting ni Avance.
Okay.
And then, sinuspend ni Marcos yung writ of habeas corpus and ni-raid ang ABS-CBN, ina-arresto si Orly Mercado because he was a member ng Kabataang Makabayan. Kaya ako ay founding member ng Kabataang Makabayan.
I see, po.
So, nag-sidestep din ako. No? Kaya nag-resign ako mabilisan at naging roving reporter ako hanggang mag-martial law.
So in other words po, aside from being a professional journalist, kayo po ay naging aktivista. Ang tawag po ng mga panahon na yun, aktivista. Student activist or activist?
Aktivista ako nung pumasok ako bilang journalist.
Okay.
So nagpatuloy naman akong aktivista. In fact, nagkaroon akong ilang mga problema sa publisher and the editors kasi nung August of 1967, nagkaroon ng summit sa Manila Hotel, si President Johnson. Yung lahat ng bansa o governments na sumusuporta sa Vietnam War, ng American War in Vietnam, ay nandun. Kasama ko ng isang grupo ng mga estudyante at mga professionals na nagpiket sa Manila Hotel. At inaresto kami ng pulis.
Okay. So, that was the first time you were arrested?
Yes.
Okay. Ngayon, at that time, you were still a newspaperman?
I was a newspaper.
I see. Did you write anything about the event, or did you just go out in the streets and demonstrate? Did you also use your profession? In other words, did you write anything about nasa business kayo, no? Hindi po ba? Did you write anything about the US and about being, alam ko, natatanda ko po na mga sigaw nung kapitalista, imperialista. So did you write anything like that at that time?
Bilang assistant business editor, ako yung umahawak ng weekend edition at sumusulat ako ng column. Doon ko sinusulat sa mga economic analysis na may political content.
Ayun.
Halimbawa, binabatikos ko yung dominant control o influence ng mga foreign American corporations. Meron akong a series of articles sa pagtatayo ng illegal integrated steel mill na siniwalat ko, in-expose ko yung scheme ng Amerikano na kontrolin nila yung first 10 years. No? Hindi pa kumikita yung proyekto bawi na sila. No? May mga ganyang mga sinusulat ako noon.
It sounds like the Bataan nuclear plant.
Yep.
Okay. So ngayon po, so I guess 1967, medyo mainit na tingin sa ng administrasyon. And of course, I suppose
kasi ano na yan, kasagsagan ng mga rallies against the US bases, against oil companies. Palagi naman ako
And at that time, I think, if I remember right, I mean, I was in high school during those times, and nagsimula na po yung tinatawag nila student power, student activism sa Sorbonne, sa UC Berkeley. So parang it was a worldwide thing na nangyari. Ngayon, okay, fast forward po, nagkaroon ng martial law. I know you were arrested and detained for a long time. Ano po ba nangyari doon? And then, in your own words, sir.
Well, hindi naman ako agad-agad na na-aresto, no? Kasi nabanggit ko kanina na nung i-declare, nung i-suspend ni Marcos yung writ of habeas corpus, nag-leave ako o nag-resign ako as regular reporter, nagpasa ako roving reporter para hindi pa ako alis dyaryo, pero nag-semi underground ang mode of living ko para maiwasan kong madampot ako sakasakali. Kaya nung i-declare yung martial law, ganun na yung status ko. Hindi ako nahagip.
Okay.
Maraming ang publisher ng Manila Times doon, si Joaquin Roses. At saka maraming sina Amando Doronila, at iba pa. Sina Max Sullivan, no? Yan.
Sina Locsin.
Naprama, yun, mga nakulong. Yan. Teddy Locsin Senior. So, nakapag-underground ako kasi mayroon akong ugnayan sa mga aktivista.
So, underground meaning?
Na-arresto ako 4 years after.
So, in other words po, nagtatago kayo?
Nagtatago
kayo? I mean, you're...
nagtatago pero kumikilos.
Sige pa.
Bilang isang journalist, ang ginawa ko noon, April 1973, sinimulan ko yung isang underground news service, Balita ng Malayang Pilipinas, na mimeograph lang, na gumagawa ko ng economic commentaries, nagre